Hello. My name is Michelle. I am 51 and I've been retired a little over a year, and I'm committed to figuring out how to get this money together. More so like my discretionary spending so I can get a handle on my money. So I started off probably about 6 or 7 months ago tracking my spending. Then I moved on to setting a weekly budget and kind of recording, the categories, and that's the season I'm in now. So welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And for my OGs, thank you, and thank you so much for all your encouraging comments. I hope this is helping everybody. So first of all, we do have to talk about the background. So if you have been watching my videos for a little bit, especially in the last couple of months, you know that I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I ordered this, but it went to my East Coast address, so I had to wait for it to get out here to the West Coast. I absolutely love it. Now, this part right here is driving me crazy. Y'all see this? Like how I just cannot get it to lay flat. It's like fabric, but OMG, I am loving it. Like when I first got it, I was probably standing in front of it for like 30 minutes, like pointing out places, being like, oh, I didn't know that was there, that was here. So I ordered those little foil stars, and at some point I'm gonna put the stars on the countries that I have visited. I think I've been to about 6 or 7 countries, I think. So I have to put those, I'm gonna put my little stickers on there. And then my qualification and I have a little state one also, but that's just a printable that I colored in. And that one is all connected to like places I've lived and places I have visited. Currently, I've only lived in 2 places. I lived in the UAE. I was in Abu Dhabi for a semester. And then, of course, I'm in the United States. I do hope over the next, few years that I can say that I've lived somewhere else as well. So what I have been doing is giving myself $150 for discretionary spending every week. And then I was using a academic planner from Dollar Tree. However, I realized one of the issues of having been a teacher is you're almost like an office supply and paper clutterer. And I get it as far as paper, because as a teacher, you always got to cover your butt, you got to be able to pull stuff back up. But in my current season where, I do affordable housing back on the East Coast, and then I have a TPT store, it's mostly English, like really middle school resources, some high school stuff too. It's really just 6 through 12 stuff. I just realized I don't need all that paper organization for right now. Meaning I don't need a notebook to write down my daily to-dos. I don't need a planner. Like, I'm not going back and looking at anything. I have a digital calendar through Google. That's what I use as a reference. So I was like, okay, you gotta get more efficient. So I decided, this is my latest, y'all. I got this from Dollar Tree also. So I got this paper. It's like legal pad, but it's not like as big as a legal pad or as long. And then I got this clipboard. So here's the plan. The plan is every day when I'm tracking my spending, I just write it on a piece of paper. And then the good thing, and this is the part that I think is going to help me, when the week is finished, I can just throw this away, because remember, I also have this that's keeping track of like my spending on a weekly basis for the month. So this will be the thing that I can reference at the end of the month to try to set more realistic budgets for each category. So we're gonna see how that works. This is my first week trying it, but I think it's gonna be okay. So let me read to you how last week went. So this is from Friday, April 17th to Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. My budget is $150 for the week. So for Friday, 4/17, I spent $74.39, and I'm gonna, let me scoot over a little bit so that when I put the little picture right here, y'all can see it. And I spent that on fuel, food, fun, and self-care. So what I've done with fuel, because I'm on the West Coast and stuff, it's ridiculous. The gas, I think, is like $4.99, $5.05. It's crazy. So at this point, I'm not filling up my car. I have a Honda Civic. It's a 2015 Honda Civic. So I'm just giving myself a $25 budget. So every Friday, I put $25 in. And so far, it's been working that it'll get me to the following Friday. So it usually fills it up to about half. And then for fun, I've decided that because it feels like my whole life is centered on paying bills and necessities, and I don't really have any fun, or I'm not leaning into my hobbies and that kind of stuff, I was like, every week I'm giving myself $20 in cash. I can do whatever I want with it. The last couple weeks I bought Hennessy, although I'm giving up alcohol for life after this month. And I'm filming this in April. So starting May 1st, no more alcohol ever. Ever. Because I'm really trying to get, I don't need a six pack, but I just want my stomach to be a little smaller. And I know the alcohol is not helping. And so, and then I also do like scratch offs. I might buy myself a color book. I can do, whatever I want with the $20. And then if I don't use it all, then, I just keep it in my wallet and it can add up. So fun is only tracked one time as $20. Now, if I do something over the 20 that was fun, then I'll put that. And then self-care, I got a haircut. I'm not really feeling the haircut. So if you saw my other video, you'll notice that when I was using the student planner, I was doing calculating from Monday to Sunday, even though that's not the way I budget. I budget from Friday to Thursday. So this is more accurate, which means if you watch the other video, you'll be like, oh, she told us that. So yeah, I don't particularly like the haircut that much, but I'm just gonna ride it out for a little bit, let her grow out a little bit. What I did recently buy though is Cardi B's Grow Good. Y'all, I can tell already. I bought the shampoo, the conditioner, and the hair mask. I had never in my life used a hair mask. So I can tell already that my hair, especially because I'm out here where the water is kind of hard, my hair was like dried out. It's way more hydrated. It's not like crunchy, and I don't even have anything else in it. Like I literally washed it. I used the mask, actually slept and let the mask sit on my hair literally overnight. Then when I washed it out, then I put the conditioner in it, and then like every morning to wake my hair up, I put a little water and conditioner. My only complaint is I'm not really feeling the smell. To me, the smell is really giving almost like relaxer vibes, and I've been natural probably for like at least 10 years. And so that's the only thing I don't like, but I love the product in and of itself. So we'll see as I keep doing these weekly videos if it helps Lola grow out a little bit. All right, so after Friday, they left me with $75.61. Then Saturday, April 18th, I spent $43.83, and that was on food, household, and dining out, because now I was trying to really do something with my hair, y'all. So I spent $29.71 trying to buy different products. I'm just going to hold off, because if you have natural hair, you'll waste so much money trying to find the right product. So after Saturday, I had $31.78 left. Then last Sunday, the 19th, I spent $120.15, y'all. That was household, food, self-care, hobbies, dining out, and miscellaneous. And the self-care, I bought myself some roses. And then for miscellaneous, I spent $27.45 at Michael's, because I'm trying to get more organized. I'm already kind of an organized person, but I wanted more like bins that were more aesthetic. So for my linen closet, where like my toiletries are, I bought those like decorative shoe boxes. They're not real fancy though. They're like iridescent, but Michael's had them last week on sale for like 3 for $9. So I think I got 6 of those and some other stuff. So that's what that money was on. So it was worth it. And then Monday, April 20th, I spent $17.45. That was on an acai bowl and incense. I love incense. And I've been getting an acai bowl every Monday. But then that took me to a negative $105.82. Then on Tuesday, April 21st, I spent $62.28, and that's on household and hobbies. Household is anything connected to like hair, laundry detergent, toilet paper, soaps, deodorant, all that kind of stuff, toothpaste. So after Tuesday, then I had a minus $168.10. Then on Wednesday, April 22nd, I spent $26.89 on office supplies. And really what that was is it's a La Sport sack. It's like their 3-zipper cosmetic case. I'm going to use it as a pencil case. I have wanted one of these literally since I was in high school. So you figure over 30 years ago. And, I was always, my mother used to be like, that is way too expensive. I'm not going to spend that much money on a pencil case. So I have never checked to see how much is it. So I don't know what prompted it, but probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, I wonder how much that little sports sack is. I looked it up. As you can tell, we're in 2026 and it was $26.89. I was in high school in the late 80s, early 90s. I graduated in 1992. So we know 30-something years ago, I could have been bought myself one. So anyway, I bought myself one. But then that left me with a negative $194.99. And then on Thursday, I tried not to do a no spend, but this last week, as you can tell, was pretty stressful because I was spending a bunch of money. And so Thursday the 23rd, I spent $39.46, and that was on dining out. I went to McDonald's, food, office supplies, and miscellaneous. McDonald's is not going to appear on my list after this coming week because after April 30th, I'm also not eating fast food again. So no more McDonald's because I really do. I don't need a six-pack, but I just need my stomach smaller. Okay, so then after Thursday, that left me with $234.45 in the negative. Now, so what that means is for last week, I spent a total of $384.45, which means I was over $234.45. Now, I'm going to break down the categories and then I'm going to tell you like what this means in real life, because I'm not actually overdrawing my account. So household last week, I spent $97.81. Food, $89.19. Dining out, $36.75. Hobbies, $9.62. Health and wellness, $61.15. Office supplies, $34.17. Miscellaneous, $30.41. And then fuel was $25.25. Now, when I say I was in the negative, I actually have the money in my account, but it's kind of because I have like the money for the whole month. Now, it's because we're at the end of the month. Where that money came from is that I have been doing some supplemental work and then I got paid for that this previous week. So that's where a lot of that money came from. Now, I spent almost $100 on household last week, so $97.81. So what I started was an online sinking fund for household. So that part will be added back in, if that makes sense. Like I just pulled that money from my household sinking fund and I just put it in there. And so that's how I make up for it. However, now that I'm on this quest to, have a more toned body, that means my weekly food budget definitely will not be $100. I'm hoping maybe like I could keep it between $50 and $60. So we'll see because I'm cutting out the sugary drinks. And then of course, I'm not gonna be buying all those snacks. I won't have candy and ice cream and all. So hopefully I'll be able to stay within budget. But I feel like now that I have the strategy of the sinking funds, and what I do is I just move it from the savings into the main checking, and then I take that checking and then just replenish my discretionary spending. I think that's going to work. And because I'm doing the supplemental work, that's where the money is coming from to fund my sinking funds. And also, my YouTube channel is not monetized yet, but when it is, then I'll use that money to build up my sinking funds. And then because I have a TPT store, I also use that money to build up my sinking funds. Right now, my TPT store averages maybe between like $40 to $60, $70, like enough to cover subscriptions. So I'm just using that money now. Instead of using it in my everyday living, I'm just using it to build my sinking funds. And so as I get deeper into this journey, I'll definitely share. I also have started a 1 month ahead fund. So I'll keep you all posted. I said I was going to do like quarterly check-ins with that. So if you have any tips or tricks, please let me know. As always, be grateful. Until later. Bye-bye.